So for retail, I think it's even more important because you have these big box retailers that are nationwide, and there's different codes and regulations, especially here in New York City, and they're not equipped and they don't know how to necessarily deal with them, and that's kind of where we come in, and we basically take over the whole back office, make sure they're up to code, inspections, everything like that, and make sure they're not getting those violations, because retail, restaurants, they could get hit bad from violations, and we're really there to help ease that burden.
You know, it's interesting. I'd say it's in every single LOI with where I'm representing a tenant, we ask the landlord, you must deliver the space free of any violations. We can't be held up in the permit process. We can't be held up with a fully built store and we can't open because you have an existing violation. And it's not every day, but I've definitely gotten pushback where landlords just say, I've been dealing it for a while, don't worry, I'll clear it up by the time we get the deal done. And I've lost a couple of deals because they couldn't clear the violation. It just seems like we, the tenant, should say to the landlord, you need to work with BCompliant or, you know, we can't sign this lease.
Correct. So I think, you know, the big difference between us is when you give us a violation, we're trying to get rid of it. We're trying to get it dismissed. We won't just take a settlement. We'll really go to bat and fight for you for it, but we're not going to just adjourn it and adjourn it and adjourn it. We handle it and try to get it dismissed right away. We try to take care of everything right away. And I think that's the biggest thing with landlords is that they're, at this point, because revenue growth in New York City is limited. You can't raise rents on tenants or anything like that. So all landlords are going back and saying, how could I cut my costs? And that's kind of where we come in, because we help people cut their costs drastically, and we save them tons of money on the front end as well as the back end.
I'm constantly dealing with landlords, with tenants. What is the best advice you could share with them?
So I think the best advice I could really share is to be proactive and not reactive. Because if you're just going to be reactive, you're going to end up spending much more time, aggravation, and money on this, when you could just be proactive. And yeah, you're paying a little up front, but over the course of the year, you're going to be saving a tremendous amount of money. And if money's not even an issue, the headache, the hassle of going into this, you won't have that.
We covered prop tech, we covered VC world. Tell me, what is the most rewarding aspect to you in this whole thing?
I mean, the best feeling I definitely get is after we go to meet with a client, and this has happened numerous times, is we show them our software, show them everything we have, and they're just floored. They've never experienced anything like this in the industry, in the prop tech industry, and in the compliance industry, and they basically ask us to invest. They want to be an investor, and there's no better feeling than having that someone ask you that question, because that means you're clearly doing something right, and they want to be part of that journey. And I think that's the best feeling that anybody could get, and any founder or any CEO could get in any company.